It is with deepest regrets I have to announce the passing of reggae icon Toots Hibbert due to complications of COVID-19. Reggae superstar Toots Hibbert has died. Toots Hibbert died yesterday, Friday evening, at the University of the West Indies. He was 77 years old. Let's go to the Loop News and read what happened. He passed away Friday at the University Hospital of the West Indies after being placed in a medically induced coma over a week ago. The 77-year-old icon, whose birth name is Frederick Hibbert, was the frontman of the groundbreaking reggae and ska group Toots and the Maytals, which for almost 6 decades has been amongst the most prominent groups in reggae. It's hard, because we all love Daddy. We just wanted more time. It's just hard. Gospel singer Jenny Bailey, the singer's eldest daughter, told the Loop News before bursting in tears. Hibbert's manager, Cable Stevenson, was so overcome with emotion that he could not comment. Hibbert was hospitalized late August after he developed a breathing problem. He was said to be awaiting a COVID-19 test results. The Jamaican cultural icon recently participated in the island's annual festival song competition, which he won 3 times. He released his latest album, Got to Be Tough, on August 28. Let's go to the early days of Toots, because I remember when I was only 9 years old in 1966, this great icon gave us our first festival song, Bam Bam. Toots and the Maytals, originally called the Maytals, were a Jamaican musical group and one of the best-known ska and rocksteady vocal groups. The Maytals were formed in the early 1960s and were key figures in popularizing reggae music. Frontman Toots Hibbert's soulful vocal style has been compared to Otis Redding and led him to be named one of the 100 greatest singers by Rolling Stone. Their 1968 single, Do the Reggae, was the first song to use the word reggae, naming the genre and introducing it to the global audience. As Island Records founder Chris Blackwell says, the Maytals were unlike anything else, sensational, raw, and dynamic. Frederick Toots Hibbert, the frontman of the group, was born in Maypen, Clarendon, Jamaica in 1942. The youngest of 7 children, he grew up singing gospel music in a church choir and moved to Kingston in the late 1950s. Hibbert met Henry Raleigh Gordon and Nathaniel Jerry Matthias in Kingston in 1962 and formed the Maytals as a vocal trio, a group whose early recordings were incorrectly attributed to the Flames and the Vikings in the UK by Island Records. The first instrumentalist members added to the group included Jackie Jackson, Ox Brown, Rad Bryan, and Paul Douglas. In 1972, the group changed its name from the Maytals to Toots and the Maytals, with Toots referring to frontman Toots Hibbert, and the Maytals referring to the group's instrumentalists and background vocalists. In November 2016, Jackie Jackson described the formation of the group in a radio interview for Cool 97 FM Jamaica, accompanied by Paul Douglas and Radcliffe Dougie Bryan in studio. Jackson explained, "We're all original members of Toots and the Maytals band. First it was Toots and the Maytals, 3 guys, Toots, Raleigh, and Jerry. And then they were assigned to Island Records, Chris Blackwell, and we were their recording band. Blackwell decided that the backing band that backed all of the songs, the recording band, should be the Maytals band. So everything came on the Toots and the Maytals, and then we hit the road in 1975. The Maytals first had chart success recording to producer Clement Coxon died at Studio One, with musical backing from Dad's house band, the Skatalites. The Maytals' close harmony gospel singing ensured success, overshadowing Dad's other up-and-coming vocal group, the Wailers. After staying at Studio One for about 2 years, the group moved on to do sessions for Prince Buster before recording with Byron Lee in 1966. With Lee, the Maytals won the first ever Jamaican Independence Festival Song Competition in 1966 with their original song, Bam Bam, later covered in a dancehall style by Sister Nancy and also by Yellow Man in 1982. They went on to win that contest 2 additional times. The group's musical career was interrupted in late 1966 when Hibbert was jailed for 18 months for possession of marijuana. He stated that he was not arrested for marijuana, but while bailing out a friend, Hibbert reportedly wrote 5446, that's my number, about his time in jail. Following Hibbert's release in 1967, the Maytals began working with the Chinese-Jamaican producer Leslie Kong. A collaboration which yielded a string of hits throughout the late 1960s and early 1970s. These included Do the Reggae, released in 1968, which was the first song to use the word reggae and gave the developing genre its name. The Maytals are responsible for the biggest hits in reggae history, included a collaboration which yielded a string of hits throughout the late 1960s and early 1970s. These included Do the Reggae, released in 1968, which was the first song to use the word reggae and gave the developing genre its name. The Maytals are responsible for the biggest hits in reggae history, included Pressure Drop, Sweet and Dandy, and 5446, that's my number. In 1970, Monkey Man became the first international hit. By 1971, they signed a recording contract with Chris Blackwell's Island Records, becoming the biggest act in Jamaica and had become international stars. Blackwell initially concentrated on the UK market, where previous Jamaican acts had had success. The band's album with Island Records were released through its Dragon Records imprint. In 1962, the group won the Jamaica Independent Festival Song Popular Competition for a 3rd time with Pumps and Pride. That year, the group contributed 2 songs to the soundtrack for The Other They Come. In the 1972 film starring Jimmy Cliff, named as one of the Vanity Fair Top 10 soundtrack of all time, the film introduced Jamaican music to American audience, and the band appears in one of the scenes. After Kong's death in 1971, the group continued to record with Kong's former sound engineer, Warwick Lynn. Their reinstated producer, Byron Lee, renamed them Toots and the Maytals. The group released 3 best-selling albums, produced by Lynn and Blackwell of Island Records, and enjoyed international hits with Funky Kingston in 1973 and Reggae Got Soul in 1975. Music critic Lester Bangs described the album Funky Kingston in stereo review as perfection, the most exciting and diversified set of reggae tunes by a single artist yet released. Chris Blackwell had a strong commitment to Toots and the Maytals, saying, "I've known Toots longer than anybody, much longer than Bob Marley. Toots is one of the purest human beings I've ever met in my life, pure almost to a fault." To promote these albums, the band toured with Jackson Brown, the Eagles, and Linda Ronstadt. On October 1st, 1975, Toots and the Maytals were broadcasted live on Kemet FM as they performed at the Roxy Theater in Los Angeles. This broadcast was remastered and released as an album entitled Sailing On, via Klondike's Records. Following the release of Reggae Got Soul, Toots and the Maytals were invited to tour as the opening act for The Who during their 1975-76 North American tour. Toots and the Maytals' composition experienced a resurgence of popularity in 1978-1980 during the reggae punk and scat revival period in the UK when the Specials covered Monkey Man on their 1979 debut album and The Clash covered the group's hit Pressure Drop. During this period, Toots and the Maytals were also included in lyrics to Bob Marley and the Wailers song Punky Reggae Party. The Wailers will be there. Damn, The Jam, The Clash. The Maytals will be there. Dr. Feel Good, and more. Jamaica, we've lost yet another icon. My condolences to the family of reggae icon, Toots Hibbert. As a matter of fact, I've met his daughter, Leva, on many occasions, and she's done a number of harmony vocals for a lot of songs that I'm working on my new album, Sweet Reggae Music to the World. It touches the core of my heart when I have to report to my fans and the outside public of us losing yet another icon. Toots, I remember when I was only 9 years old, a little boy in Enfield, St. Mary, and we heard the beautiful song of Bam Bam, what a bam bam, bam bam, what a bam bam, bam bam slum bam, and then the rest is history. Then he went on to win other songs like Pumps and Pride, 80 in a room of cry. Mama says she must wipe her eye, and this is she must prove it. Sweet and dandy, sweet, and the songs go on. But ladies and gentlemen, Toots was one of the hardest working men in reggae music. He toured continuously, giving his fans the best of what he has to offer for all these years. At 77, when we thought now the artist would be retiring, to enjoy the wealth of his experience, the wealth of his tours, the wealth of the amount of money he made. He should have been home now with his family, relaxing. But the Almighty God knows best. Toots, you'll always be in my heart, and I know you'll always be in the heart of many, 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 many Jamaicans all over the world. I know when the news hit, a lot of people is going to be crying because Toots was one of the best. One of the best. I had an opportunity of meeting Toots personally. And when I saw the giant of a man, how humble he was, he didn't let stardom get to him. He wasn't starstruck. He was an easygoing, soft, quiet-spoken individual that loved reggae music, that loved to perform for an artist, that loved to sing. So the world will mourn another icon, an icon like Bob Marley, an icon like Peter Tosh, an icon like Dappy Dobson, an icon like many of the others greats that has passed. Recently we lost Purple Man, then we lost Pat Anthony, and the artists keep slipping away from us, slipping away from us. I know my wife Dormalee Sinclair, who is an avid fan of Toots and the Maytals. When she get up this morning, Saturday, she's going to be blasted away with the news, and she's going to be extremely sad. I can just look at her face and see the sadness on her face. Toots, you came, you saw, you conquered. You gave us everything that we could ever ask for, and more. Thank you so much, Toots, for helping to bring reggae music to the four corners of the earth, setting the stage for these youngsters to start earning a decent living. So Toots, I salute you, my brother. May you sleep well. You deserve this rest. It's just a pity you have to take it. in death. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, share, and make your comment on this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, now is the time to do so. Thank you so much for watching. And if you can have a great day, please do. As for me, my heart is broken. Sleep on, legendary Mr. Bam Bam.